Once upon a time, a forest that was so famous for its mystery and horror. Because of that, there were terrible monsters living in this forest that scared all the animals of the forest. Because they monsters were very cruel and very fearsome, who killed the animals of the forest in a moment and their hunger. But there were some dragons living in this forest, which were very dangerous, but because of these dragons, this forest was also a law of peace, because dragons often made these monsters realize that monsters in the same forest. The arbitrariness of will not last, and the dragons will continue to stand against their tyranny. In other words, the others of the forest animals felt safe because of the presence of dragons, and they felt safe because of these dragons. Understood. One bright morning, suddenly a beautiful echo in the same forest from the antics of a small human child. A human voice was heard to everyone's surprise. And surprise, some birds and a dragon. The cute child searched for this beauty. In a basket on the bank of the river, a small child sat happily in it. He was laughing with them. The dragon and all the birds were very happy and surprised to see this child. They were very happy with the presents. But one worry was bothering them, that this child was not safe here, and the monsters were there. All the animals were very sad and worried, because they could smell this baby. They want to see him safe. A pretty bird saw all the animals and birds there in a state of great depression and anxiety, addressed and said,
"Dear friends, this dear child is innocent who has been separated from his parents. It is our responsibility to protect this angel in every way, and when the time comes, reunite this lost child with his parents."
All the animals agreed with the bird's words. Dragon said to the animals,
Ha 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 ha! Indeed, this is our responsibility, and we will fulfill this responsibility very well.
All animals started taking care of him, and very soon they became very good friends of each other. The little dragon stayed with him all the time. Animals and bird chicks used to play and have fun with this child. Sometimes they played with the waves of the river, and sometimes going out for a walk in the forest, feeling the beauty of the forest. Big dragons to protect these children. The monsters were keeping a close eye and were looking for an opportunity to harm this child. One day, all the children were playing, and one tree was hiding behind another tree. He was also hiding behind a tree, when suddenly a monster appeared in front of him. The monster's eyes were red, and flames seemed to be burning on its body. There were thorns which made it more terrifying. He got scared and turned to run away. But the dragon attacked him. The dragon's terrible and sharp claws wounded him, bleeding on his face. The blood redness had made the atmosphere terrifying. He screamed in fear, so his screams seemed to strike fear in the air of the forest, made a wave. This scream also attracted more monsters, and they were not letting the opportunity to kill this little angel. Those monsters gathered together, all the animals cowered in fear, but the dragons, out of their responsibility and duty not far behind, they were very close to the scream as they arrived at the spot where a group of monsters were inviting an open battle. And the monsters were all ready to welcome the feast, with a frightened wounded angel accompanied by a dragon. He took shelter in a tree. A terrible war began. The whole forest trembled with the fierce sparks of monsters and dragons. It was a rumbling that showed the mountains crashing into each other, a long and patient battle of the forest. There was a strange uneasiness in the air. All the animals were trembling with fear, but Angel's safety was their first priority. And they were fulfilling this duty. With the help of Tail, he forced these monsters to defeat, and in the battle of truth, the monsters fell to the ground on their strength. They were proud But this war destroyed their pride, and they left the field humiliated and fled to their forest. Engaged again in a happy life with friends, the days passed like this. Suddenly, one day, a man with his daughter was seen searching for something in the forest, enduring the painful time. In every corner of the forest, he was searching for his beloved son. The waves of the river, a perilous journey through, was indeed very distressing, but he was willing to bear the pains. The birds of the forest accompanied him and took him to the dragons, where Angel found his father and welcome to the little sister. Angel was very sad to be away from her friends, dragons, and all the animals. He was very sad on behalf of his friend, but on the other hand, he was very happy that his friend was with his family, happy, and he was happy in his friend's happiness. All the friends said goodbye to their good friend happily, but they were also happy that everyone performed their duty very well and succeeded in their good cause.